Right, Mr. Producer, you've got to run for it. Go get the parcel. Run, 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 run. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. Yeah, there's a reason we did that. As you know, I'm spitting everywhere. Our lovely friend at YouTube likes to change our thumbnails. She does. So what Mr. Producer's now going to do, either do a mad sprint or already have the parcel in here. So we thought we'd do a mad sprint on this one. Now this is a very important one. This is to do with the pandemic. Now I don't like to talk about what's happening in the outside world. I feel like Adelesexyuk UK should be political free, life free, and it should be just a little bubble of happiness here at Adelesexyuk UK. But I need to do an information one on this one. I do. Now, at Christmas time, Mr. Producer was really, really poorly. In Britain, we kind of like get a cold and we crack on. We do. It's just a common thing that we do here because the weather's so whatever. One day it's lovely sunshine, the next is 2 degrees or something. So we kind of like, we just get on with it, as you do. But Mr. Producer was really, really poorly, and he's not one of these people that you have to pander to when they're poorly. He just gets up. After a couple of days, he's up, he's out, he's doing whatever he needs to do. This time, it knocked him on his butt. It did. Oh, for a good month. Longer, wasn't it? Yeah. So, he started off with a normal cold. Coughing, sneezing. Just the normal, everyday cold. Kids were at school, so we thought they brought it home, and that was it. After a couple of weeks of that, he couldn't breathe. His chest was tight. He was, we thought he broke a rib at one point. He was coughing that hard. So I took him to the doctors and he tested him and everything. You had to go for a scan as well, didn't you? He went for an x-ray on his lungs and it turned out that he'd got pneumonia. So they gave him antibiotics to clear it up. They didn't work at all. He went again to the doctors and they gave him 2 lots of antibiotics this time, strong ones. One of them gave him hallucinations and he didn't like those ones. One of them made him green, but it did eventually clear up after probably close to 2 months. Now, he's not been right since, as in health-wise. He's very short of breath a lot. So obviously, COVID came out. Well, it went global in the news in March, didn't it? Now, he'd only probably been better a couple of weeks up to that point, and then COVID hit the headlines and we was like, oh, okay. Didn't think anything of it because he'd had pneumonia, so we didn't think anything of it. And then when it started coming out about the symptoms and things, the high temperature, the coughing, the loss of taste, smell and taste, the 3 main ones, it was like, that's what you had. You've got to have had that. Now that's in my opinion, that is. Obviously no doctor's ever said that he's had that. But we had a letter a couple of weeks back now from the NHS saying, seeing that you had pneumonia over Christmas, would you agree to do an antibody test at home? I was like, yeah, okay. So we went online, filled out a form, filled out what his symptoms were at the time, how many's in the household, so forth and so forth. Now it said they had to do it by this date and that if you were successful, they would send you a test kit. Obviously, we can't test everybody, so if you're not successful, don't worry about it. So, let's just say, he was successful. NHS, yes. Now, we haven't opened this, but we're going to open it now. And we're going to do it on video to show you guys, because this is what we like to do. So this is an antibody test. It's not a COVID-19 test that you put down your throat and up your nose. It's an antibody test to see if you've had the antibodies in your body, if you've got the antibodies in your body. Right. Coronavirus antibody test for research purposes only. That's what it says on the leaflet. Yes. So, here we go. Right, so it said here, how did you get my name and address? Your name was chosen at random from the NHS list of patients registered with a GP under the General Data Protection Regulation and Data Protection. Keep your contact details confidential. What test will you send? So that is the antibody test. Right. Will I get the results of my test? You will be able to see the outcome of the antibody test within 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, but please be aware that the antibody test is not 100% accurate at an individual level. Okay? A positive test does not necessarily mean you had COVID-19, and a negative test does not necessarily mean you have not had COVID-19. What is the point of the test then? Whatever your test result, it is important that you continue to follow the current government advice. What if I have already had a COVID-19 or have taken a COVID-19 antibody test before? If you've been confirmed as having COVID-19 or have already taken a COVID-19 antibody test, we would still appreciate your participation in the research. Okay? Okay, that's that bit. Testing research. I'll need to find out how to do it. That's what I need to do. So thank you for registering to take part in this in-home testing coronavirus antibody testing research study, which is being conducted by the Imperial College London and Ipsos, an independent research organisation on behalf of the Department of Health and Social Care. This study will help the government, I'm going to say environment then, government, understand how many people in England may have already been infected with the virus that causes COVID-19, and to help develop its approach on COVID-19 antibody testing. Your name wasn't picked at random. It can't have been picked at random. How to take part. The instructions contained in this letter explain how to take part. In summary, we are asking you to do the following. 1. Do the finger prick test. 2. Go to the survey website, enter the access code to provide your result. Or you don't have to send it back. We get the result now and then we input the result. If you do not have access to the internet, you can free phone us and complete the survey by phone. If you would like everyone to take part in the online survey, regardless of whether you're able to complete the test or think the test has not worked, please don't complete the test and provide your result as soon as possible. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do the test. How? I'm hoping the directions are inside the box. No? What? Okay. You just got it on your finger, right? I want to see if it tells you on the back of the page. It doesn't tell you on the back of the page. Da, 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 da. Oh, here we go. It tells me in here. Thought I was winging it. Oops. Right. Read through this full instruction booklet. Okay. Do not allow children or pets to touch the kit. Do not eat or swallow any part of the kit. Are you listening? No eating the cotton wool ball. Do not take any action as the result of the test. This is for research purposes only. Do not give the test to anyone else. So I can't do it for you, Miss Producer. It says one test you got to do yourself. So, the average various pieces of the test kit on a clean area of a table. Can I use the box? I'll use the box. Should I get up or are you coming to me to do it? Right. So, we have testing kit. Alcohol wipe to disinfect your finger. Oh, plaster. Plaster. Cotton wool ball. Oh, you're gonna bleed, baby. Okay, what are these? Okay. Buffer liquid. Okay. And then I like the bag. Two little thing. That's what I'm going to use to prick your finger. Yeah. So, 2 lancets, each with a protective cap over the needle. Testing kit taken out of foil wrapper. Buffer liquid. Timer or clock not included. Oh, why didn't they include a timer? I'll use my phone. I presume you have to wait for the results. Right, the included pipette may be used if you choose. We don't. Oh, the pipette might be in there. We don't have a pipette. Oh yeah, we might do. To suck the blood out of your finger. Your face. Right, hold the yellow lancet and twist the cap 1 full turn to unlock. Then, wait there, that's step 2. What's step 1? Then go straight to step 2. Where's step 1? Oh, step 1's putting it, okay. Please wash your hands with warm soap and water. Then dry them with a clean towel. Now make plenty of space on a clean table, then lay out the pieces of the test kit in front of you. Take the tester stick out of the foil wrapper and arrange the pieces of the test kit on your table. Test kit. Oh, here's a pipette. Pipette. Silicone. Right, you may notice the testing kit has a blue line next to the C. This is normal. You're pregnant! Woo! Congratulations! Right. I'm trying to diffuse the anxiety. You're seeming very anxiety. Right, step 2. Hold the yellow lancet and twist the cap 1 full turn to unlock. Then pull the cap until you feel it separate from the device. Remove the cap completely. You can dispose of the cap. So that bit is the cap. That bit is the lancet. Next, choose a spot on the fleshy bit or side of the finger, as pictured here. Wipe the area on your finger with the alcohol wipe. Ta-da! If you're right-handed, it may be easiest to choose a spot on your left hand. Well, you'll be holding the camera in your right hand, so yeah. So I like it. In the bottom of each page, it shows you what you should be using for that step. They've really thought about people like me, haven't they? To draw blood, press the uncapped end of the lancet firmly against your white finger until you hear a click. This will feel like a pinch and will create a droplet of blood. Important. Do not tamper with the lancet. If the lancet malfunctions, use the spare lancet. No, I don't have to stab you twice. The lancets are sterile and designed for this purpose. If you fail to get a drop of blood using the lancets provided, do not attempt to draw blood with any other device. Step 4. Squeeze your finger from the base of your finger towards the fingertip. This will move the blood towards your finger. Do this until you form a large droplet of blood. Step 5. With the testing stick lying flat on the table in front of you, allow a large drop of blood to fall onto the square-shaped marked S. There. I think we'll use the pipette. Suck it up. Because I don't think you'll let the blood go easily. Be sure the blood covers the bottom of the well. The test will not work properly if you've not enough blood to drop in. If you don't get enough blood, repeat the prick with the orange lancet provided. You can do this on the same finger or a different finger. It says you can use a pipette as well. Step 6. Remove the cap from the buffer liquid containing and add 2 drops to the circular well at the bottom, marked B, as shown in the picture. So that's my buffer liquid. So 2 drops of that on B. Once the buffer liquid has been added, wait for 10 minutes, but no longer than 15 minutes. If after 2 minutes the blue line has not turned red, add 1 additional drop of buffer liquid to the buffer well, marked B. Step 8. We need you to share your test results with us as part of the research study. After waiting 10 minutes, but no longer than 15 minutes, take a photo of your testing stick, optional, using the template provided on the next page. If you choose to take the photo, you will need to share this with us when you complete the online questionnaire. Photo template. I see it, look. In other words, don't crop it, don't blur it, and make sure you get the whole test. Place your testing stick, place your testing kit on that area and take a photo from directly above in a well-lit area. Avoid any shadows in the photo and do not use a flash. Use the black line as a guide for the edges of your photo to keep the testing stick in the centre. That's quite clever. Right, you know what you got to do now, don't you? Got to go wash your hands. Bye-bye, Mr. Producer. See you in a second. I'll read it more. And we're back. Mr. Producer's washed his hands. Now, if you see it shaking, and not Mr. Producer terrified the fact that I'm going to stick a needle in his finger, is the fact that he's now not using the Vimble. So, come on now, Mr. Producer, to my dad. Now we're neck with you. Oh, down here. Get your finger in. Right. alcohol wipe. We have to disinfect the area. I'm unstoppable. That's a really tiny baby wipe. Baby wipe? Antiseptic wipe. There we go. We're using this finger, aren't we? Are you comfortable in that position, Mr. Producer? No turning back now. Right. We're all clean. So now I've got to use the yellow one and twist. Okay, so you just, that's the lid. I've got to press on hard now with this. Okay, are you still with me? Over there. Oh, that felt so weird. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. We need a lot of blood here. Oh, here we go. Big drops of blood. Well done, Mr. Producer. Give me the blood. Oh, that went up really, really fast. It's got to go on the S. Yes? Was that right? Double check on this one. Yes, it's got to go on the S. It's going everywhere. I might need some more blood from you. Don't dry up yet. Come back, Mr. Producer. Right. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now, it said I had to... How's your finger? Oh, we've got to put your plaster on. We've got to put your plaster on. No? Okay. You got to be a big boy. So, now I've got to take the lid off of this. 2 drops. Add 2 drops to B. So 1, 2. Put the lid back on. And that should be it. But it says to wait 10 minutes. So let's put a timer on. Hey Siri. 10-minute timer.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
Okay. They said if the blue line's not gone after 2 minutes to add another drop. So now I can do your finger. Come here. Oh, your finger's gone purple. Your finger's gone purple. Have you lost that much blood just from me thinking that little bit? There you go, Mr. Producer. Oh look, I could have used a cotton wool bud. Right, so the blue line's gone. It's gone to red now. Is that right then? Have I done it right? I don't like the pipette. It's full of your blood. That's a really weird looking thing. Did that hurt? It hurt, didn't it? Did it hurt? Well, you a strong man. Pardon? You weren't looking. You didn't see any of the needle. The needle's inside. It's on a spring. So it's completely gone now, look. We've got to wait 10 minutes. Right, so really it should tell you what it means then. Should it? The next bit? Right, so let's just leave that there a minute. It really does look like a pregnancy kit though. Right. So, step 9. Enter the access code found on the letter in the test pack, yeah? Complete the questionnaire and upload the photo of your testing kit when prompted. The results may fall into 3 categories: invalid, negative, or positive. Please review the images on the facing page to find the one that matches the pattern that has appeared on your testing stick. This test is for only research purposes. What does the results mean? Antibodies are made up by the immune system to fight infection. This test looks for 2 types of antibodies: IgM, which don't stay in the body very long, and IgG, which are usually longer lasting. By looking for antibodies in your blood, we can understand whether someone has previously been infected with the virus that causes COVID-19. So if the blue line is still there, then it's invalid. But the blue line is not there, so I did it right. Negative is if it's just a C. IgG is C and G, and IgM is C and M. And so far you've only got a C. It means it's negative. We've got to wait 10 minutes, but there's no other line showing. So normally the pregnancy kit would be done by now. Right. This test is for research only, it says again. This test is not reliable as the individual level, so please do not change your behaviour whatever the results. We do not yet know if having antibodies against coronavirus protects people from getting COVID-19. So step 10. You've now completed the test and can safely dispose of the test kit. Please do the following. Disposal of the test kit. Place the testing kit stick back into the foil wrapper. Place all of the test kit items into the plastic case they came in. Dispose of the kit with your regular household waste. Keep out of reach of children and pets. If you choose not to complete the test, you should dispose of the kit following the instructions. It still says C, but it's a long window, isn't it, really? Still got another 6 minutes. What are we doing for 6 minutes? Because I've read everything. Tell you what, we'll tidy up. We'll put the things away. That's the only thing that's grossed me out, the pipette. What I did with your blood. Are we keeping the spare one? Are we keeping the cotton wool ball? Anything? You want to picture with me with the test? So it'd only show one or the other, the G or the M, not all 3. Explain. I have. Was you not listening? No. Okay. So the G. Oh, it does show. It can show all 3. Your test result is positive if the line next to the C is completely red and there is a line, no matter how light or dark, next to G or G and M. Your test result is positive if the line next to C is completely red and there is a line, no matter how light or dark, next to the M. So the M. So the M are so there's 2 types of antibodies that this test is looking for. The IgM, the M line, which don't stay in the body very long. The IgG, the G line, which are usually longer lasting. By looking for antibodies in your blood, we can understand if you've had it. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have had it or haven't had it if it's positive or negative. You know? Yeah. But there's no other line apart from the C. A negative test result is just, the test result is negative if the line next to the C is completely red and there are no lines next to the G or the M, which means you probably don't have any antibodies in your body, but I think I can see one coming on the G, which is the longer lasting antibodies. I think. I could be wrong, but Mr. Producer's not looking. You know when you think there's a line but there's not a line? Is there a line? Where are you going with the camera? Is there a line? There's no line. There's no line, is there? No line. Huh? Yeah, the C, which means it's negative. I don't know if I want it to be positive or if I want it to be negative. These kind of things you just don't know, do you? Yeah. So shall we do the spiel while we're waiting? We've got about 2 minutes left. Yes. Right then. So don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Yes. But then come back and re-like and resubscribe after a couple of weeks because she's bound to have unsubscribed you and removed your like. She's also removing comments, changing titles, changing thumbnails, definitely. They have shadow bundles. They're limited. Our views and shadow bundles to less than 95% now. Less. More than 95%. More than 95%. Say what about 98% no views. We've gone from 20 to 40,000 views an hour to about 504 hours. Yes, the dial's been turned again. So if you want to find me, whilst you still can find me here, click Adelesexyuk in the search bar below or above. Search bar is above. Type in Adelesexyuk up there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, my videos and my channels will pop up whilst we're not in the final solution. Now, the final solution means that she has deleted us. Yes. But if that happens, or if you feel like you've not seen us for a while, head on over to my other platforms. We have Twitter and Instagram at Adelesexyuk, Cocoscope at Adelesexyuk, TikTok is AdelesTV2, and then OnlyFans, freebie, $10, and the VIP naughty one, where you get fetish, triplets videos, live shows, WhatsApp video calls, and Snapchats. Yes, and we're still waiting for the results. Oh, the views. Yeah, so you can tell that she's limiting our views because the videos down below, if you look at how many there is, there's no more than 2,000 on each video. If it even got to 2,000, because she's capped them. You can't get above 2,000. If it gets above 2,000, then she messes about with the video. Yes, she does. To take it out the stream, to take it away from everybody. But yeah, it's not fair. It's not, because this is a really good information video and not a lot of people will probably see it. No. Mr. Producer, you're not having a baby. No baby. You're negative. Looks like it. There's only one line so far. Unless it comes up dead on 10 minutes. Is that it? He said no longer than 15 minutes. Should we wait another minute or? Yep, that's definitely a negative result. So no antibodies for Mr. Producer. No antibodies. No antibodies. I get my template out. Stick that down. I'm a survivor. There is a picture. How's that? Yeah? You see everything clearly? Right, so that's it. I've now got to go online and fill in that survey to let them know that Mr. Producer is a negative for antibodies. Yes. Thank you for joining us. Please, please, please keep safe. Follow the government guidelines, whatever they may be, wherever you are. Stay safe, my loves. And I love you all. And I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.